Good day everyone! Welcome! My name is Loreto Atamosa, and for today's video, we will talk about video-assisted learning using educational videos to teach. So video-assisted learning is a growing strategic teaching approach in many modern classrooms. Educational videos are now more accessible than ever, and teachers are increasingly making use of this readily available resource. But with increased use of screen time comes increased controversy and debate. And so, while videos are great for things like social emotional learning, cognitive ability, and inclusivity, if not properly utilized in the appropriate settings, videos will not be used to their full potential and can even hinder academic performance. So video discussion will give you the information you need to make sure you can implement video-assisted learning successfully and continue forward with good judgment for a variety of students and different situations. So video-assisted learning, and its core, it's simply using videos in lesson. But as technology has advanced, so has the dynamic between student and teacher. This means that nowadays, many schools are beyond the times where all students simply strive for the same goal or just a job and merely just sit quietly and listen. We want them to become innovators and creators, to argue and question the things around them, and to grow up to be a better, well-rounded and happily individuals. So videos, television, and movies are nothing new, but how we can optimize them for learning is relatively new. Videos can help students perform better not just academically but also emotionally and socially. So videos can provide students a completely new world even if the scope is still quite limited. So knowing how to implement successful video-assisted learning is not especially challenging, but it is important to be well informed on both the benefits and disadvantages of screen time so you can make the best choice for your students. So what is video-assisted learning? Video-assisted learning is defined as strategic teaching approach to using videos, either educational or conceptual, to improve a student's comprehension, cognitive ability, or social emotional skills. What that means is that videos are more than just a way to pass time or provide additional information on a specific learning objective. So video-assisted learning takes videos and transforms them into an important part of both general education and student well-being. Videos, whether they are short, targeted clips, or television programs, have some proven benefits to different aspects of students' development and educational progress. How this impacts the student depends on the type of video you use and the practices you wish to use. So video-assisted learning is not ideal for isolated use, but rather should be an addition to the already existing curriculum or individualized educational plans. This is because videos or educational, conceptual, or entertaining can have negative consequences for students' progress if not managed properly. So this video discussion will help you identify which video type is best for your students, as well as how to manage and prevent common negative side effects associated with screen time or inappropriate content. Here are some following benefits of video-assisted learning. We have extra materials for any subject, helps different types of learners, provides global insights, great for self-study, and provides flexibility for tough schedules. So what counts as video-assisted learning? One thing that is great about the term video-assisted learning is that it is explained in the term itself. So videos are learning aids, not the main pedagogy of learning. So video-assisted learning can be as simple as watching a documentary on the water cycle and the end of a lesson, all the way to more complex and complete form of like video modeling. So it is important to be well informed when making decisions related to video-assisted learning, especially if you plan to use videos as a supplementary form of education outside of the usual classroom. So using videos for social emotional learning, for example, needs to be done with a caution, as videos can give limited worldview to a topic that is quite vast. So one of the biggest benefits to using educational videos is that it gives students another viewpoint or teaching style to the same topic. For example, if you taught a particular learning objective using gamification, it may be beneficial also to show a video that breaks down the objective step by step to give students an additional option to learn from. So when should you use videos? Again, videos should be used as supplementary material only. Unless you are in film directing class, playing movies or videos all the time is not ideal for enhanced learning. That is why even in online classes, students still must do worksheets, participate in online discussion, and sometimes even do service learning to complete the course. The best time to implement videos in the classroom are before a learning objective is introduced, after a learning objective is completed, in a classrooms that may have multiple types of behavioral situations, with hybrid or distance learning setups where extra materials are needed, in inclusive classrooms accommodating for different learning paces, and lastly, at home to reinforce learning objectives without instruction. So video-assisted learning is a great tool to adopt in your lesson plans regularly. Screen time is a controversial topic for many, so make sure you follow good research and make well-informed choices when implementing videos. If done right, students will benefit greatly in their learning process and have much more fun and active learning overall. Now, here's an example of a video-assisted learning about what is blockchain. Here, let's watch this.
Many people think of blockchain as the technology that powers Bitcoin. While this was its original purpose, blockchain is capable of so much more. Despite the sound of the word, there's not just one blockchain. Blockchain is shorthand for a whole suite of distributed ledger technologies that can be programmed to record and track anything of value, from financial transactions to medical records or even land titles. You might be thinking, we already have processes in place to track data. What's so special about blockchain? Let's break down the reasons why blockchain technology stands to revolutionize the way we interact with each other. Reason number one, the way it tracks and stores data. Blockchain stores information in batches called blocks that are linked together in a chronological fashion to form a continuous line, metaphorically, a chain of blocks. If you make a change to the information recorded in a particular block, you don't rewrite it. Instead, the change is stored in a new block, showing that X changed to Y at a particular date and time. Sound familiar? That's because blockchain is based on the centuries-old method of the general financial ledger. It's a non-destructive way to track data changes over time. Here's one example. Let's say there was a dispute between Anne and her brother Steve over who owns a piece of land that's been in the family for years. Because blockchain technology uses the ledger method, there is an entry in the ledger showing that Adam first owned the property in 1900. When Adam sold the property to Dave in 1930, a new entry was made in the ledger, and so on. Every change of ownership of this property is represented by a new entry in the ledger, right up until Anne bought it from their father in 2007. Anne is the current owner, and we can see that history in the ledger. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Unlike the age-old ledger method, originally a book, then a database file stored on a single system, blockchain was designed to be decentralized and distributed across a large network of computers. This decentralizing of information reduces the ability for data tampering and brings us to the second factor that makes blockchain unique. It creates trust in the data. Before a block can be added to the chain, a few things have to happen. First, a cryptographic puzzle must be solved, thus creating the block. The computer that solves the puzzle shares the solution to all of the other computers on the network. This is called proof of work. The network will then verify this proof of work, and if correct, the block will be added to the chain. The combination of these complex math puzzles and verification by many computers ensures that we can trust each and every block on the chain. Because the network does the trust building for us, we now have the opportunity to interact directly with our data in real time. And that brings us to the third reason blockchain technology is such a game changer. No more intermediaries. Currently, when doing business with one another, we don't show the other person our financial or business records. Instead, we rely on trusted intermediaries, such as a bank or lawyer, to view our records and keep that information confidential. These intermediaries build trust between the parties and are able to verify, for example, that, yes, Anne is the rightful owner of this land. This approach limits exposure and risk, but also adds another step to the exchange, which means more time and money spent. If Anne's land title information was stored in a blockchain, she could cut out the middleman, her lawyer, who would ordinarily confirm her information with Steve. As we now know, all blocks added to the chain have been verified to be true and can't be tampered with, so Anne can simply show Steve her land title information secured on the blockchain. Anne would save considerable time and money by cutting out the middleman. This type of trusted peer-to-peer interaction with our data can revolutionize the way we access, verify, and transact with one another. And because blockchain is a type of technology and not a single network, it can be implemented in many different ways. Some blockchains can be completely public and open to everyone to view and access. Others can be closed to a select group of authorized users, such as your company, a group of banks, or government agencies. And there are hybrid public-private blockchains too. In some, those with private access can see all the data, while the public can see only selections. In others, everyone can see all the data, but only some people have access to add new data. A government, for example, could use a hybrid system to record the boundaries of Anne's property and the fact that she owns it while keeping her personal information private. Or it could allow everyone to view property records but reserve to itself the exclusive right to update them. It is the combination of all these factors, decentralizing of the data, building trust in the data, and allowing us to interact directly with one another and the data that gives blockchain technology the potential to underpin many of the ways we interact with one another. But, much like the rise of the Internet, this technology will bring with it all kinds of complex policy questions around governance, international law, security, and economics. Here at the Centre for International Governance Innovation, we seek to bring trusted research that will equip policymakers with the information they need to advance blockchain innovations, enabling economies to flourish in this new digital economy. Learn more about our work on blockchain technology by visiting our website and social media channels.
That is amazing, right? So blockchain is a shared immutable ledger for recording transactions, tracking assets, and building trust. And that's it for today's video discussion. Again, my name is Loreto Atamosa. Thank you for watching and stay safe and healthy, everyone. Goodbye!